All right, 12 weeks ago when I started this out, I told you guys that I was way too fat. My body fat was 21.5% at a body weight of 175.7 pounds. And to jump high, that's way too much body fat. So 12 weeks have already gone by. Today's the moment of truth. Back to get my body fat tested at Dexa. And so let's go find out where I'm at. Okay, somehow I deleted or lost the footage that I recorded right after I got my Dexa body fat testing done. So I'm recording this like a month later, but it doesn't matter because you guys wouldn't even known that. Anyways, back in April, I got my first test. I was 21.5% body fat, which I told you guys before. Way too high, way too much fat carrying around. You're not going to jump high if you're, that high body fat. 12 weeks later, so July 17th, I got tested again, and I'm pretty happy with my results. I went down to 15.6% body fat. That translated to losing about 11 pounds of fat, and actually gained 4.5 pounds of muscle. And so I'm pretty happy with that. That's not the easiest thing to do. You always hear about guys, hey, I'm in a cutting or I'm in a bulking phase. I think most guys are always bulking. But I was able to lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. And I still have a ways to go, though. If you want to be an elite jumper, I think 15% is way too high. And I want to be an elite jumper, and I think that needs to be more like in the 8% range, 8 to 10%. Certainly less than 12. So anyways, I'm going to start really focusing on this again. My next video, I'll tell you more about what I'm going to be doing in my next phase of training. But very happy with the progress I made, but I still have some ways to go. One other thing I thought was really interesting is the Dexa test tells you your body fat and lean mass in your arms, your trunk, which is basically your core, and then your legs. And something that was really surprising is, well, first let me tell you, I gained muscle and lost fat in my arms. Also lost fat and gained muscle in my trunk. But I actually lost fat and lost muscle in my legs, which I never ever would have predicted. I worked my legs harder than anything, all the squats, deadlifts, tons of jumping. And you would think if I had gained muscle anywhere, it would have been my legs. My lifts went up, I was getting stronger, I was jumping higher. So everything would have led me to believe that I actually was gaining more muscle in my legs, but this test showed otherwise. And so I have a couple theories why that is. I think, one, maybe my leg workouts were too long. At some point, maybe start burning muscle instead of the fat for energy, and you get in that catabolic state. So that's a possibility. So I'm really glad I had the Dexa test done. If I had just done like another body fat test, I would have just been stoked because I went down in body fat and gained muscle. But I actually know that I need to adjust some things because obviously I don't want to be losing muscle in my legs. And I'm going to watch that and make sure. So when I get tested again, and I'm going to do this again in another 12 weeks or so, I want to make sure, hopefully I've gained some muscle back in my legs. So those are my results. Pretty happy with how those turned out. Still have a ways to go. But if you have any questions or more theories about why I lost muscle in my legs, love to hear them. Thanks, guys.